Welcome to Layla and Tate's litter. 3 weeks old, multi-generation English teddy bear golden doodles. Now I'll tell you a little bit about them as we change their yarn this week. I start with pink. So the pink one is Lucille.
Bella.
Bella. You
Bella.
want to see the babies? Bella, you're an aunt. Yeah. Aunt Bella. She just wanted to see you. Okay. These are Layla and Tate's babies. Now 3 weeks old. So, you have your eyes open? I know. Can't resist how cute you are. Give you this furry blanket so you can keep warm. Oh, you're so cute, the little pink ribbon one. Okay. You need to change your yarn here. You have some long fur already, girl. So I tell you a little bit about the downsizing here. So this is a wonderful litter. I am keeping 3 females, and it's because they've been downsized so perfectly and some awesome bloodlines. Because you're going back to, if I go back to the original great-grandmother Crystal, 35-pound poodle, bred to an English golden retriever. So that's where the English blood came in. So this is the little pink girl, Dottie. Wavy to curly. Look at her trying to crawl up on my hand to keep warm. Isn't she cute? That Dottie. Beautiful long coat. Okay, so Crystal the poodle and the golden retriever, Smoky Mountain Dream, my first one. Golden retriever male that I had. It's a purple one here. Purple dimples. Okay, so then they created Angel, Harmony, and Polly. And from that, we bred to Noah. So we downsized him with an 18-pound wonderful male poodle with the best personality ever. And then we had Liberty. So Liberty was then bred to Chewbacca, the most awesome little 18-pound golden doodle boy we've had here. Noah and Chewbacca are both 10 years old now. And then you have their mom, Layla, from that. So she weighs about 17, 18 pounds. So breeding that with a 10-pound poodle will give us a wonderful size of these females, probably around 12 pounds. 12, maybe 15, but 18 would be max. So probably 12, 15-pound average for a girl. Boys could probably go, I mean, a big boy could go up to 15, 16. Look at this one with the little marking. I'll probably have to keep that one just because I like the little marking. It's a little lime girl. These are all wavy to curly. I don't see any curly coats. Just your shaggy, beautiful, because they're multi-gen. You're getting out. What happens with the multi-gen is and these are safe. If I went counted how many generations here you had. Crystal, I believe it was Angel, Liberty, Layla. These puppies are 5 generations down from Hilltop Pups. And that's why you're getting this conformity, this look. They're all just, the wavy to shaggy coat type. And that's what will happen whenever AKC ever wants to consider the Golden Doodle an actual breed. The starting point of allowing them to be registered will be 5th generation. So that's why we, all of our dogs we have their pedigrees and their CKC registered, so you have all that tracking behind them, because you'll also have to prove that when it comes to registering them AKC. So like these guys would be AKC eligible when the time came. And the only reason you'd care about that is so if you want to put them in shows, but otherwise, you know, showing on television. But they'd have to all start looking the same, so they have to go with 5 generations down, so you have that conformity. And that's the reason they're not AKC registered right now, because their look is like all over the place based on, you know, however people are breeding them. And then, so, you know, and another thing, 5 generations down means the 5 generations down have been health tested. And then you go back to these English retrievers, and they've been health tested back to the 50s and 60s. Ever since DNA testing was first becoming available, they've been DNA testing these dogs in Russia, in Europe, and so the only thing like the AKC show ring does is just making sure somebody's maintaining the body type of the dogs. And that's the only reason people look for champions in the bloodline. It's just conformity. They have the right look. They don't have a long sausage body, short little ladies. Okay, this is Lolly, the orange ribbon. Also an awesome looking girl. Hey, no, you're a strong little squirmer. You might be the biggest girl too. She has a white on her chest. No, look at it. They're all curling up underneath me to keep warm. Isn't that sweet? Okay. Black. So, English Golden Retrievers, it's unique that AKC never did this, but in the UK, under the UK registration, and I believe it's RFK, that these Golden Retrievers, English Golden Retrievers, came from. To register a dog under that RFK, the parent dogs must be show champions and be health tested. And that's why these English Golden Retrievers are so healthy. They've been health tested many generations. So what the breeders do over there is like they have a litter of puppies. They keep every dog in the litter. When they're 7 months old, they send them out to the show ring to start getting their junior championship ribbons. And then the ones that don't get their junior championship ribbons right away, those are the ones they'll sell to the public, which means nothing to the buyer. I went to Paris, bought 2 poodles years ago, and they were 7 months old. I could tell why they didn't make it in the show ring. One was a barker, and one, you could give her any kind of order, you know, go in your kennel, she did, but you put her on a leash and the brakes went on. So that one didn't like the leash, one liked the bark. So they didn't want to invest any more time working with that dog and putting her through the show ring. Doesn't mean it's not perfect, you know, yet for me, I just had to put a little bit more training into them. Here's your black boy ribbon, Lewis. But so under that registration, they've always kept their bloodlines of any of their dogs, you know, very healthy there. Where AKC doesn't care. As long as you have 2 AKC registered dogs, boom, you can have puppies and register them with AKC. Well, that's not how the UK works. So the parent dogs must be health tested. You know, and that's what I learned, you know, when I first started breeding and researching dogs. So I just started out health testing all my dogs right away because I seen the importance of that. The English Golden Retriever lifespan is 13 to 18 years. The American Golden Retrievers 8 to 11 years. So that tells you that by health testing, you're just improving the longevity. So you're going to get much healthier dogs that live a lot longer if you just DNA test. So why wouldn't, and every breeder should be DNA testing their dogs. It's now very affordable. When I first started breeding, you had to go to like 3 different testing labs to get different kind of tests, and DNA testing was costing $1,200 a dog, and very long, tedious procedure. And that's why if you look at the testing on NOAA and Chewbacca that are over 10 years old, they have DNA tests from 3 different companies, and that's why it looks like they have more testing done, but they don't. It's just that I had to go to different testing companies. Now there's several companies out there, and it's just one lab. You send it to, and they do a complete testing of all the DNA diseases. And so now it's like one blanket panel that you do. And it's only like, $250. So why wouldn't every breeder be doing that? So here's your Hunter Ribbon Lloyd. Okay, Red Ribbon Logan. Ooh, does he have any red? No, but look at those pretty bright eyes. I mean, white on his chest. Any white on this chest and the Logan? Maybe a dot. And then DNA testing. I guess some breeders they don't want to find out either that their dogs are carrying for something, but just because a dog carries for a disease doesn't mean their offspring is going to get it. So whenever you get the DNA test and you're looking at it, there's an at-risk rating, which means they have that gene. So if they have the gene and at any time they could get that disease, then I would not breed those, no. But then there's a category that says they're clear, and then there's another category that says they're a carrier, which means the dog will never develop that disease, they just carry that gene. So in that case, what you want to do when you're mating is you mate it to another dog that is clear of that disease, then you're eliminating it from the bloodline. So it's no big deal that you have a carrier of a certain disease, you just then need to breed it with a dog that's clear. So it really helps to say you have these perfect males like my Noah and Chewbacca and Easy Rizzo, Tate, that are 100% clear of everything. So even if I have females that are carriers of certain diseases, because there's DM and the one that's the osteo something, it means it's like dwarfism. Seen a carrier of that in one of mine. The DM, so there are different things that it's just carrier popping up from wherever in the bloodlines, but it's probably just such a minute little slice of DNA that I've never had any puppies have it. I've never had any puppies get any of the diseases that I've tested for. I mean, and they shouldn't, because I'm making sure they're clear. And there are I don't even know how many diseases are on that panel, well over 100 by now. I mean, these disease panels are just getting so much more in depth. But they're testing too for every disease that's out there in the dog chain. And then you get to about the 10 most prominent in your breed, being like PRA, that dwarfism, a couple more. I think I hear my son's truck out there. Hey, this one's Aqua Danza. Yeah, your daddy's here, because these puppies actually belong to Layla, which is my son's dog that lived at IU for a while too. Layla lives with my son. Layla was going to be mine, but when she was a puppy and so dang cute, Austin snatched her up and took her home.